down his name, Umar's name.
Okay, ma'am.
जो बच्चा भी participate करे, please अगर उसको relevant और सही participation हो तो I should write down the name. I'm also writing down, but ये कभी misplace हो जाए तो it should be with me. So we have
Okay,
done,
ma'am.
we have discussed different usage of like apostrophes, which is these are the like mechanics which are widely used but not used in the right way because we do never pay attention to these things, whereas these are really really important in our writing skills and technical writing or professional writing. यहाँ पर कोई प्रैक्टिस नहीं करवाता इन एकेडमिक सेटअप्स और हमारी स्कूलिंग और इस लाइफ में एजुकेशनल सेटअप लाइफ में, और जब व्हेन इट कम्स टू बिग एग्जाम्स दे विल नॉट स्पेयर अस, वहाँ पर कोई लिहाज नहीं करता बिकॉज these mechanics are important and they are analyzed thoroughly and minutely. और ये वहाँ पर आपकी गलती को समझा जाता है कि you have not done things well. So we should know about it and we should know technically with the knowledge of their usage कि कहाँ पर क्या चीज़ use हो सकती है. We have discussed uh, three functions of apostrophe. What are these three usage? अभी बात की है बच्चे ने. Contractions, possessions and unusual plurals. और जो usual plurals होते हैं automatically उनके end में s होता है and we do not have to write apostrophe add apostrophe, but जब unusual plurals होते हैं then we have to add apostrophe. Contractions we have done, these are the shortened words, and we are like there are some exceptions where of possession where we do not use apostrophes, which are like yours instead of use, his instead of his, hers instead of she's, its instead of its, ours instead of not ours, theirs or instead of this apostrophe s, whose instead of this apostrophe s, whose. So what do you think these plurals are written why these are written differently, and what could they be confused with? अगर हम इनको इस तरह से लिखें like this, can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
तो अगर हम इसको जैसे highlighted को देखें, if we write it like this possession को, तो क्या किससे इसकी confusion हो जाएगी और it will not make sense?
Ma'am, he is या he has हो जाएगा.
Yes, of course. अगर हम इसको इस तरह लिखेंगे, it will look like that it is a contraction. It means he is, she is, it is, rather than showing possession of hers or its. ठीक है? Do you have any example in your mind? No? सोचिए. Anyone, someone?
Ma'am, his car or his something like his thing, his mobile. He is Ali's mobile can be used, and by use if we have used Ali in the before the line, we can use only possessive noun his mobile, not rather using his Ali's mobile and using that noun
It is
again.
Ali's mobile. We will use his. It is Ali's mobile or it is his mobile.
Just
अच्छा.
rather
और
than using.
आपने देखा है कि जब हम लोग लेटर के एंड में लिखते हैं yours, तो we do not write apostrophe yours sincerely. So we do not write apostrophe in that yours. So yours or you that is the possession. कि आपका you sincerely, it shows their possession that you are sincere to them. In that yours we do not add apostrophe. अक्सर लोग लिखते हैं इसमें use कर लेते हैं wrong usage of apostrophe. So what we are going to do is हम लोग जिस भी चीज को डिस्कस कर रहे हैं मैकेनिक को आपका मैंने अपलोड कर दिया assignment on MS of punctuation practice. For instance, you have done your comma assignment, but what you are going to do? आपने भी group पे तो नहीं हमारा group तो नहीं है ना अभी तक? Do we have a group?
मैम WhatsApp पर?
हाँ जी, have you
Yes,
uploaded your work there?
No, ma'am. We haven't uploaded yet, but we have group.
अच्छा, we have group. So what you are going to do is you are going to upload so जो हमारा folder मैंने बनाया है on MS Teams आपके पास आ गया उसका notification?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, we should upload first two class activities also with that assignment like accessible document and punctuation related like comma and apostrophe.
बिल्कुल आप उसमें डाल दें कोई बात नहीं एक्सेसिबल डॉक्यूमेंट की भी डाल दीजिए और जब आप उस फोल्डर में क्या करेंगे आप यू विल बी लाइक राइटिंग एग्जांपल्स और प्रैक्टिस थिंग्स ऑन वर्ड और उसको आप अपडेट उसी फोल्डर को आप अपडेट करते रहें उसमें ताकि प्रीवियस भी आ जाएंगे वो एक फोल्डर बन जाए rather than I have to open different folders or your document ठीक है ना एक ही
in a single document we should write all.
जी you keep on writing and इस फ्राइडे को जब हमारा ये punctuation will be over तो वहां पर फिर there will be one document of your punctuation practice ठीक है
Okay, ma'am.
so possessive pronouns we have already discussed his new car is better than mine where we do not write his जैसे हमें pronounce possessive pronouns पढ़े हैं rather than he is or he's लगाने के बजाय his new car is better than mine or the bird flapped its wings is my drawing room better than hers are these books the same as yours shall we use your pets or ours Ben prefers our home to theirs whose chocolate bar is this so you can like practice you can write few sentences of yours by using the possessive pronouns we do not need apostrophes and write down 2-3 sentences of those who need possessive pronouns who needs apostrophes अभी आप मुझे कोई example बताएं quickly about the related to the that possessive pronouns who do not require apostrophe जैसे अभी क्या discuss Anyone, someone, no one?
Sam, whose books are these? Like this one?
Whose books are these? Oh, very good. Or okay,
Ma'am,
toilet.
if you use apostrophe in this, then we can say who is reading this book.
Exactly. Whose books are these? We do not need this thing.
Yes.
Or who is? अगर वहाँ apostrophe ना हो, इसकी sense बिल्कुल change हो जाएगी. Who is reading this book? Good. So apostrophe is to use to show unusual plurals. There is another function of apostrophe. Can anyone read it?
Yes, ma'am. The final use of apostrophes is to show unusual plurals such as number, letters, and symbols, which would be unreadable otherwise. For example, there is one C and two S in word necessary. Continental 7 are scored with horizontal lines. You must mind your P's and Q's around strangers. Your mobile phone number is easy to remember because there are 3 zeros in it. My postcode has 2 B's in it.
आपने देखा है कि इस तरह का यूजेज इज वाइडली लाइक एक्सपैंडेड. बहुत साल पहले इतनी ज़्यादा इस तरह की टेक्नोलॉजीज का यूज़ नहीं होता था. अब जैसे स्टूडेंट्स में फॉर इंस्टेंस ओ लेवल्स के बच्चों का कितने एज आए हैं. The first boy, the girl has 3 B's, 2 A's, 4 C's. So that shows कि इसका जो है एक 1 A 1 B इसकी बजाय 2 B's shows कि they are number of like uh, things the person boy the student has scored. So this is a very unusual or commonly used usage of apostrophe nowadays. So 7 C's and 2 S in necessary. The continental sevens are scored with this. You mind your P's and Q's around strangers. That it means that you should be conscious about your manners, your attitude when you are around your stranger. This is a good expression. That you should be very conscious about your behavior when you are around your not your close people. Your mobile phone number is easy to remember because there are 3 zeros in it. आपने अक्सर देखा है 3 zeros rather than like remembering 437049 4370 uh, triple three or 3 zeros or 4 zeros. So that is more easier to understand. Or it has 3 zeros in this thing. So my postcode has 2 B's in it. So you should know this usage of apostrophe also, and you have to write down few sentences using this usage of uh, apostrophe. Can anyone share any example here? No one?
There are 2 A's in my name. Like that.
There are 2 B's in your name?
A's.
Good. A's. वैसे भी हमारे जो पाकिस्तान ये इस्लामिक नाम है उसमें ए बहुत एंड पे आता है. That is right. So there are 2 A's in my name. Or
His account number has 4 sevens in it.
very good. Well done. It has 4 sevens in it, 7 zeros in it. Good. अच्छा एक और बात है. There might be some exceptions. There might be some usage of any of this aspect of comma, apostrophe, colon. If we miss it, it's just like a kickstart for you people ताकि आप लोग इसको notice करें. You should have basic knowledge about it, and you should all know, because when I'm going to check your report and your work, I'm going to check each and every aspect जितनी मेरी knowledge है और जितना मैं पढ़ाऊंगी. But there are so many other things. बहुत ज़्यादा it keeps on upgrading or updating और नई से नई चीजें usage आ रहा है according to the more functions of the language. तो आपने अपने आप को update रखना है. Do not restrict yourself with the lecture. This is your world and you have to explore it. आप हर चीज को explore करें, because when you are going to do any formal assessment and exam और आप कल CSS करते हैं, so kahin bhi every time you need to know about these things. These mechanics are neglected widely, but these are और उतना ही they are checked widely or conventionally. जब वो किसी एग्जामिनर के हाथ आपका काम लग जाता है, written काम, they will not leave you, they will not spare you, because उन्होंने तो आपको पढ़ाया नहीं होता. They do not know about you. और वो क्या करते हैं आपकी आपकी टांग लेग पुलिंग करने के लिए और आपको खींच के नंबर देने के लिए वो कहेंगे ये कैसा बच्ची, इसको तो ये बेसिक चीजों का नहीं पता, तो आपका एक बुरा इंप्रेशन आ जाता है. तो यू शुड नो, अब आपके पास नॉलेज भी आ रही है, और बिकॉज हम लोग आप मैं आई जस्ट वांटेड कि आपकी सारी नॉलेज जो बैकग्राउंड नॉलेज है और जो चीज़ें आप रैंडमली यूज करते हैं बिकॉज ऑफ द प्रैक्टिस नॉट नोइंग द प्रिंसिपल्स, बट यू आर प्रैक्टिसिंग इट फ्रॉम द सेंचुरीज, और आप उसको लिखते जाते हैं. You should know the underlying principles. Are you getting my point? Now,
Yes,
now
ma'am.
we know that the different usage of apostrophe, like unusual plurals, like possessions, and there was one more concept of contractions. Three usage of apostrophes we have discussed. Unusual plurals में, or they when we have like uh, there are some exceptions. When we show possession, we do not add apostrophe in that. Otherwise, when we show possession, we have to add apostrophe. But there were some pronouns in which we do not use it. Okay? So colons. This is also a very important punctuation mark and widely mistaken, used, not properly used. G. Can anyone read it? Anyone from the girls' side?
Yes, ma'am.
चलिए आप पढ़ दें फिर.
A colon shows that the words which follow it are an explanation or an example of what is written before it. For example, a beef burger is made up of three layers: the bottom half of the bun, the burger, and the top half of the bun. A colon is usually placed after a complete sentence, but it can be followed by many of few words. For example, the environment is facing a huge threat: colon, global warming. Colons are placed directly after the last word of the main idea, and they are followed by one space only. They are never followed by either a hyphen or a dash.
Okay. The first usage of colon is that it is used to give more explanation. For instance, a beef burger is made up of three layers. This is an independent clause. अगर हम इसकी explanation नहीं भी देंगे, तो that sentence is complete. But I want to sell my product, and I want to like tempt my client, and I therefore I want to give he or her she the more about that they should know more about my burger or my thing which I have prepared. So I have added further information. The burger consists of bottom half, the burger, and the top half of the bun. So the next thing is the colon is used usually placed after complete sentence, but it can be followed by many or few words. For instance, the environment is facing a huge threat, global warming. So this यहाँ तक threat तक this is a complete clause. और उसके बाद I want to make it more clear कि क्या threat है, that is a global warming. There are so many other threats also. अगर मैं यहाँ पे आगे further explain नहीं करूँ कि what kind of threat this environment is facing, so you might have like get an idea, have an take interpret it in your own way. So I have made it clear कि global warming के बारे में मैं बात करना चाह रही हूँ. Colons are placed directly after the last word and of the main idea, and they are followed by one space only. जैसे हम लोग colon डालते हैं, जैसे full stop डालने के बाद we add one space. जब हम full stop डालते हैं last word के बाद हम space नहीं देते, we just add full stop right after the last word. मगर when we give further information, we add space between the last word or full stop, और उसके बाद हम एक space देते हैं. They are never followed by either a hyphen or a dash. Here are some examples of sentences with colon. Tom watched a football match on Saturday, Chelsea versus Arsenal. Can any girl read the slide? What about the girls? Are they sleeping?
Yes, no, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. Tom watched a football match on Saturday, Chelsea versus Arsenal. Second one, the fire destroyed many things in the house, the furniture, the carpets, and the curtains. I bought, I just bought a new car, a Land Rover. There are seven colors in the rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Megan went shopping and bought some fruit, two apples, some cherries, and a melon.
Okay, so here you can see that if we say that Tom watched a football match on Saturday, that is a complete sentence. But if you will not give the more like mention the actual the match he had like watched Chelsea versus Arsenal, तो हमें कैसे पता चलेगा? We can guess कि शायद क्रिकेट मैच हो, किसी सॉरी फुटबॉल मैच हो, मे बी किसी और टीम का हम गेस करते रहे, मे बी कुछ और सोचें किसी और लीग का है, तो मगर यहाँ पे हम स्पेसिफाई कर रहे हैं that the match he has seen that is of Chelsea versus Arsenal. The thing which has been destroyed in fire, जो भी चीज है उसमें we have specified उसमें ये चीजें जली, अल्लाह रहम करे, कोई like physical और कोई इंसान ह्यूमन लॉस नहीं हुआ. I just bought a car. इसमें हो सकता है सुजुकी भी हो सकती है और क्रोला भी हो सकती है, but he specified it by saying using colon that this is Land Range Rover. So now you have to write few sentences using colon to give additional information or क्या कहते हैं explanation. Now tell me about take a minute and write it down.
There are
एक
four
अपने
provinces.
जी good please
There are four
carry on.
provinces in Pakistan: Punjab, Sindh, KPK, and Balochistan.
वेरी गुड. सो प्रोविंस को आपने एक्सप्लेन भी कर दिया है. इसी एक सेंटेंस को अगर आप दूसरी तरह से देखें, देयर इज अनदर फंक्शन ऑफ कॉलन कुड बी सीन इन दिस सेंटेंस. एक्सप्लेनेशन होगी और you have list down the provinces of Pakistan. Abhi aap dekhen, when you design slides, automatically you have one sentence, topic sentence, or the main sentence of the clause. There are four provinces in Pakistan. या तो full stop लगा देंगे, that's it, that you do not want to give more explanation. अब as a lay reader, I might not know what are the names of those provinces. So in order to like inform me about the names of the provinces and about the provinces of my country, I will list them down. Like I give colon in at the end of the sentence instead of full stop. That shows that the writer wants to tell you more about the about Pakistan's provinces. He has not stopped here. कोलन और फुल स्टॉप में यही फर्क है कि वहां पे सेंटेंस के एंड में आपने फुल स्टॉप नहीं डाला, it means the reader could expect more information about the sentence or explanation, and for that purpose you list down the thing. आप slides में अक्सर ऐसे लिखते हैं, आप एक heading लिखते हैं, and when you want to write further divide it in further like sub headings लिखते हैं, you add colon and list them down. और अगर आप straight away उसको explain करना शुरू कर देते with the passages or paragraphs, so that would be difficult for the reader to understand. So it's better that you make it more clear before starting your information. अभी बच्चों को जो मैंने reports कराई हैं, I have seen this problem कि I have taught them introduction, I have made them practice, but उन्होंने क्या किया, they have started their introduction chapter or the introduction of their topic right from the objective aims and objectives without providing the information back of the topic, the background and the other things. They have just immediately started from that part. So that doesn't for reading purpose or understanding, that doesn't look good. Okay. Then now there is another function of colon. Just beta padhiye. The girl was reading.
Yes, ma'am. A colon is used between two clauses which show relationship of cause and effect. A clause is a group of words that contains a subject and a predicate. The car had
A
been
colon is
neglected.
used between two clauses.
There
The
is
car
someone already reading. जी,
the
आप
car
पढ़ें
had
बेटा.
been neglected for a long time. It had become old and rusty. He is drunk. He cannot speak.
Okay. The second function of the colon is, you can say the third function of the colon. The first of all, want to give more explanation. The second function was to that you list down the things, and the third function is that you add colon when you want to show the cause and effect relationship between the sentence clauses. So मैंने आपकी सिर्फ explanation के लिए आपकी दोबारा से refresh करने के लिए knowledge I have written here. Clause is a group of words that contains a subject and a predicate. So it's a complete independent sentence. The car had been neglected for a long time. Okay, it's a complete sentence. It had become old and rusty. So car को neglect किया गया for the longer time. Therefore, it become old and rusty. So that is the effect of the neglection. ठीक है? He is drunk. He cannot speak. So इधर आप क्या कर सकते हैं? Here the colon is functioning as instead of some words. क्या हो सकते हैं? अगर if we omit or like erase colon from
When
here,
a student
the
left the
car
university, he had completed his degree.
good. But अगर हम लोग इसमें से colon निकाल दें,
मैम
इसकी
so
जगह
लिख
पे हम
सकते हैं.
कैसे?
He is drunk, so
Yes.
he cannot speak.
सही है. So we have to write like क्या उसको कहते हैं conjunctions or connecting words to make connection between the previous information, cause and effect or any other information. तो अब अगर हम colon को use करें because this is a new device. This its usage is new and not commonly used, so that will give you a modern look to your work. The more we will be like having a knowledge about the usage of punctuation marks, so that will make your written document more stylish, updated and more like mature. Okay, so it will save your time as well. So instead of writing he is drunk therefore he cannot speak, so we have like added colon instead of therefore, or hence, or thus, or just that show, which is a like the other information is a consequence of the previous one. So there instead of using the word that shows a consequences, तो हम लोग उसको colon को add करते हैं. So one more thing, when we write information, हमारे यहाँ पे मैंने देखा है UET के बच्चे, the word so is very commonly used. So there are so many other words and the new words or the mature or थोड़े complex words भी हैं. So instead of so, which we could use. So try to use variety of words for in your writing. Try to avoid repetition in this sense. Repetition is a very beautiful technique to make your reader focus on the information. But sometimes repetition of few things may make the your writing very boring or odd. Okay? So this is cause and effect. Do you have any sentence in your mind? Cause and effect. अभी एक बच्चे ने बहुत अच्छा sentence बताया है.
He didn't work. He did not work hard. He failed.
Very good. So because of his like lack of working, जिसकी वजह से वो fail हो गया. Very good. Anyone else? Girls, wake up.
Here he is drunk. We cannot use comma after drunk because we can separate two clauses using comma.
No. आप इधर cause and effect का जब relationship आप बता रहे हैं, So you have to use colon here.
Okay, ma'am.
पर्पस इज डिफरेंट आपने जब भी ये डिवाइसेस यूज करने हैं यू शुड हैव योर पर्पस इन योर माइंड कि कॉमा के लिए हम किस किस जगह पे यूज कर सकते हैं एंड वी विल बी इफ वी विल बी यूजिंग एडवांस टेक्निक्स of mechanics of the writing, so that would give you a better impression. हम लोग because most of the time even examiner हमारे level पर और आपके level पर ये notice भी नहीं करता, but when it comes to research work और वो आपके पास computer में जब आ जाता है वो कई दफा आपका error show करता है, कई बार वो जब आपका एक written document है they keep on checking and analyzing analytically, और एक होता है overall हम एक document को check करते हैं, we do not pay attention to punctuation or a lot of other things, structure, this and that. But there are sometimes जैसे हम report अब आपकी करवाएंगे तो we will be analyzing analytically, we will be analyzing each and every mechanic like your vocabulary, your spellings, your grammar, your punctuation, everything will be involved in it. ठीक है? So can anyone give us an example? यहाँ पर देखें जैसे we use garlic in food, it makes food tasty. So यहाँ पे आप you can say कि इस clause में it is performing both the functions. One is that you have used garlic, or it makes food tasty. Explain भी हो गया, explanation आ गई, और cause and effect भी आ गया कि due to the usage of garlic, your food has become more tasty. You can do one thing only, admit your mistake here, just explanation, not cause and effect. Pakistan is facing two major problems, energy crisis and terrorism. So यहाँ पर क्या कहते हैं cause and effect का कोई relation आ रहा है कि it's just an explanation, this sentence?
Explanation.
Explanation.
It's just an explanation. So you can differentiate between different usage of colon in different contexts. She was sure of one thing. She was not going to be a doctor. In out of 4 sentences, only one can show cause and effect. Which one is that?
First one.
First one.
First one. Very good. Now, other usage of colon is, just we have already discussed, it is used to introduce a list. Ali has 3 sisters, Salma, Shazia, Des. Or maybe you, in the next slide, when you're designing slide, you will be like telling us about Shazia, that she is intelligent, she is graduate, she has graduated, or she has started from this. तो अगर आप अक्सर information को कभी list down करते हैं, for instance, Pakistan has 4 provinces, Punjab, Sindh, this and this. So for then you might be giving more explanation. First of all, Punjab, then this and this. So proceeds as follows: a switch on computer, insert a disk. There is one more. जब हम instruction जब ये list down कर रहे होते चीजों को, वो usage is very that is a very common usage which we use in giving instructions. और it is like आपके तो routine में you are using this thing, like when you give instructions, you write down the specifications, you write down the procedures of experiments or methodologies, और जो भी अब आपकी lab reports होती हैं, this usage is very is a routine implication of that device. तो आपको you should know how to use it. जब भी आप instructions और जो भी आप preventions और जिस चीज पे भी कर रहे होते you like उसमें आप list down करते हैं procedure को sequence के साथ, so then you use colon. So next is it is used in religious books to separate chapters and verses, book from chapters, chapters from verses. For instance, 7:15 to 20 means क्या शो करता है यहाँ पे कोलन, यूसेज ऑफ कोलन?
Seven chapter verses 15 to 20.
Yes, chapter number 7, verse number 15 to 20. So rather than like stating the whole sentence, you can write chapter 7 colon 15 to 20, shorter form. So if you could consciously analyzing these mechanics, you will come to know that it saves time. Rather than adding complete sentence, writing complete sentence, you can, agar koi bhi technical person hai, they could immediately realize that the person writer wants to tell us chapter number 18, verse number 30 to 50. For instance, आगे भी आएगा एक और इसके बाद अलावा. Okay. So the other with the usage we have discussed till now, first is to explain things. The second thing is to cause and effect, give examples, list down the things, introduce a list. Your fifth usage is to separate books from chapters and chapter from verses. And the sixth usage is it is used in dialogues. Can anyone read one from the girl's side and one from the boy's side?
Yes, ma'am. It is used
Okay.
in dialogues. Wife, had your lunch?
Girl, is there any girl who could read the husband line?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Husband, had your lunch?
Wife, I am asking you.
Husband, I'm asking you.
Wife, you copying me.
Husband, you copying me.
Wife, let's go shopping.
Husband, I had my lunch.
So it is used in dialogues whenever you write down the dialogue activity. Other usage is you use colon in when you write personal letters and you write down the greetings or salutation. Salutation is the greeting, like for instance, dear sir, respected madam, honorable sir, or this and that. This is called salutation. So when you write down the salutation in the letter, you add comma in that when you write down the personal, when you have your in-person interaction. But when you are writing some official letter or professional document, you add colon after the greeting. Like for instance, dear Professor Chaudhary. So now here you add colon. So this is another usage of colon in your letters when you write formal and when you are in formal interaction. The other usage is, as we have already discussed this, it is used to separate a book and its chapter. जैसे हम पहले बात कर चुके हैं. Or then the last one is, it is used to introduce a quotation. For instance, Shakespeare says, love is to be guarded each moment with care, wisdom and intelligence. So अगर जब भी आप करेंगे आपने आगे काम करना है and you want to write something about someone's work, so then you will be saying that Hitler said colon or love is or sorry आपने, or sometimes you add quotation marks जैसे हम आगे वो discuss करेंगे. But there is another usage when you introduce a quote or saying of someone, you add colon. So now how many usages we have discussed? Can anyone tell me? Quotation में we can say Lama Iqbal once said, colon, खुदी को कर बुलंद इतना कि खुदा बंदे से पूछे बता तेरी रजा क्या है. Example दे रही हूँ ऐसे ही. Anyone else who could tell me about the different functions of colon?
Ma'am, to give instructions, to list down or to give examples, to separate to separate books, to separate chapters and verses in religious books, we can use in dialogues, we can use colon in official letters, and
Mr.
we can also,
Hussain,
yes, ma'am.
what about the rest of the class? What are you going to do? Hassan Sajad, Hassan,
Yes, ma'am.
can you tell me about the functions of colon?
Ma'am, it is used for explanation purposes and for introduce a list, cause and figures, and in dialogues and in verses and in quotations.
Very good. Cause and effect. ठीक. So there are different functions of colon. Now you have to write down the sentences using different functions of colon and update, add that work in your like a folder of punctuation practice. So it is clear till here.
मैम मैम
One
जब
more
हम
usage.
कोटेशन लिख रहे हैं और हमने कॉलन डाले हैं तो उसके बाद मैम हम कोटेशन मार्क्स ऊपर डाल सकते हैं या ऑप्शनल है या नहीं डाल सकते?
नहीं बिल्कुल for like making it more clearer with direct speech or then you will be like उसको उसमें आप quotation डालेंगे, quotation marks डालेंगे. अब ये
अच्छा
जो
मैम.
Shakespeare says, अब यहाँ पे Shakespeare says love is to be guarded. You can say here you have taken an idea from the saying of Shakespeare, but it might have changed. There is a technique of adoption and adaptation in your research work, which we'll be discussing. उसमें आप क्या करते हैं, you adopt someone's idea or thought, and you can change the words, and you जिसको आप paraphrasing कहते हैं, in your own words by changing the words or synonyms, but you cannot change the essence of the message of the theme of the message. वो आप change नहीं कर सकते. For that thing you have to give reference. Here we cannot say that Madam Bushra said this, Zair has said this. We have to give the reference to the right person. उसको उसका हमने credit भी दिया है, but it is not in the inverted commas because it is not actually maybe written as it was said. जो within inverted commas आपने लिखा है, we cannot change it. उसको हमने as it is ही quote करना है. And if it is without the inverted commas, we have an option कि हम इसको थोड़ा सा अपने words में और with the like थोड़ा सा इसको adapt कर लें. So if we adopt an idea and we do not adapt it or we do not give the reference, so it comes under plagiarism or unethical, you can say. So one अभी मैंने आपको एक और जो बड़ा simple और एक जो आपने याद रखना है एक usage of colon कि when you write down some personal or semi-formal interaction or informal interaction or your closed ones, you can add comma in that. But when you write down some official letter, which is for the official purpose, then you have to add a colon in that. Okay? Now you know the rules and regulations and the functions, then the principles. Now you can have an idea कि आपने जब write लिखना है, तो what device you could use or you should use. So any example of any of the function of the colon?
Ma'am, I have different things in my bag, colon, and we can list some things.
Books, stationery, what kind of pencils, pen, not very good. Or
There are seven. There are seven.
One by one, please.
The Prime Minister of Pakistan is very brave. Semicolon Imran Khan.
ठीक है. और
There are 7 C's of communication skill. Then we colon, then we can list that.
Very good. So now here in that sentence, you have used the plural or apostrophe as well as the colon, okay, that you list down the 7 C's of communication. Good. So, Uzair, you can mark the attendance of the class.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, Jawad, as I have I was discussing this thing from the other उसको कहते हैं section also. This is the place, this is your email IDs which will be going on or remain with you in your proceeding or your further careers. So your email should contain your name because sometimes we cannot, we do not have your name with us. For instance, HB405304. How could I understand or how could I know the name? जैसे अभी जवाद का नाम है हुबैबा, यही नाम है ना, हुबैबा
मैम हुबैब
शान,
हुबैब एहसान
हुबैब। अच्छा, अब हारिस चौधरी का नाम लिखा हुआ है, हसन जैन का नाम लिखा हुआ है, जैन हसन होगा मे बी, तो we can guess their names, but sometimes we do not recognize your names or your IDs because आपका इतने funny से नाम लिखे होते हैं. So you try to make your email IDs appropriate, which is more easily to understand or looks more mature and simple. So any question till here? Colon, apostrophes, commas. We have done with these three, or we will be winding up this thing on Friday, or you might have quiz of this thing.
मैम
मैम ये स्लाइड सेंड कर दीजिएगा ये वाली.
I will share it. I will upload it on your MS Teams. ठीक है?
मैम वो जो आपने असाइनमेंट दी है उसमें आई थिंक सारी जो पंक्चुएशन है उसके यूजेस वगैरह हैं, तो वो फिर अगर हम फ्राइडे को करेंगे तो कल फिर सबमिट हम किस तरह करवाएंगे?
आप जो यूजेज हम कर रहे हैं आप उस फोल्डर के अंदर उसमें उसको ऐड करते जाएं, डेट लिखे, और फ्राइडे के बाद जब हम लोग आपके असाइनमेंट ये वाला टॉपिक कंप्लीट हो जाएगा तो उसके बाद आप यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू फ्राइडे, जो भी मैं आपको डेडलाइन दूंगी आप उसको अपलोड नहीं कर सकेंगे. तो फ्राइडे तक आप उसको करिए, जो भी जितनी चीजें उसको अपडेट करते रहें और उसको अपलोड करते रहें. आज
ओके
की जो
मैम.
है और प्रीवियस जो है और फ्राइडे को जो होगी, और फ्राइडे और बाय सैटरडे यू विल बी कंप्लीटिंग इट, और उसके बाद दैट यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू अपलोड इट, देन यू कैन नॉट से कि मैम आप इसको एक्सटेंड कर दें. ये कोई ऐसी असाइनमेंट नहीं है कि जिसकी बहुत ज्यादा वेटेज होती है. हर असाइनमेंट की 2, 3, 4% हो सकती है वेटेज, उसकी इस तरह वेटेज नहीं है कि आप उसको लटकाते रहें. ठीक है, तो आप साथ साथ अपना काम करते रहें.
ओके मैम,
So,
फिर कल जो हम सबमिट करवाएंगे जितना आज तक किया उतनी बस करके फिर अपलोड कर दें.
ये आप अपलोड कर देंगे, बिल्कुल सही है. सो इंशाल्लाह सी यू ऑन फ्राइडे. और डू यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चन टिल हियर?
Ma'am, one question, ma'am. When we call someone or write to someone, then we use dear anyone. We use comma or colon after dear.
अभी हमने ये बात की है, we have discussed this thing कि when we are write down the greeting or salutation कहते हैं इसको, when we are writing to it's the informal or personal, we अपने किसी personal matter के लिए, तो we are adding comma in that. But when it is for official usage, आपके अपने किसी official purpose के लिए, then we are adding colon in that. So वो जो हम लोग लिखते हैं start with greeting, that is called salutation.
Then ma'am,
Understood?
we write just after colon or we write in next line in application.
Next line. We write it in the next line, and most of the time we give tab. एक जब आप कंप्यूटर पे कर रहे होते हैं, we have to give tab also. आप फौरन से शुरू नहीं कर देते. That is APA formatting को मैं आपको दूंगी, आप चेक कर सकते हैं. तो follow some of the formatting style. There is no need to use random things. किसी कहीं से कर ले, आप एक standard formatting style को follow किया करें. So you have to write it down, start the message from the next line after giving one tab. ठीक है? Okay, see you on Friday. We will discuss it in details on Friday. ठीक है? Okay, Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz, ma'am.